My name is Ricky Kalish, and I am the fashion blogger and writer behind Big Bad Wolf. I'm passionate about writing, I'm passionate about fashion and anything South African, so most of my focus is about local stuff. I studied film and writing, and then I thought I wanted to be an actress. Hollywood did not come knocking, so I started focusing on my other passion, which is fashion. And I worked for a bunch of magazines. I interned for months and months at different ones, weeklies and monthlies. And I loved it, and they taught me so much. However, I did realize that due to sponsorships, advertising, they can't really tell the truth about what's happening in the fashion world. So I found a vacuum, and thanks to them teaching me about online blogging and everything, I decided to create a space where I have been privileged enough to be able to maybe call out issues that magazines can't. And then I became more well known in the industry for doing that, for being maybe controversial. But I've definitely grown since then, but I don't regret saying and doing the things I had to do. But yeah, so thanks to the South African fashion world, I understood the online world a little bit better. And they introduced me to the fashion, so that's cool. For me, luxury is time, and time spent on my bed, whether I'm napping or reading or listening to podcasts. That's my time, and I really, really enjoy it. And it's just to switch off from the rest of the world. It's a form of meditation for me, and that's a luxury, to be able to have moments like that throughout the day. To feel luxurious, I think it's about doing research. It's also about doing research into local brands, such as moisturizing brands and skincare brands, hair care brands. And it doesn't need to be expensive to be good. That's one thing I always tell my followers. We always think expensive brands must be better, and it's not true. So I think do your research, and for me, luxury is always about skincare and just feeling good when you put on your clothes and stuff. Someone that does struggle with anxiety and depression, I find you need to take a moment to actually say no to everyone else and say yes to yourself, because even when I try, my anxiety actually grows. So for me, reading really helps, because it's still working my mind, but I'm focused, I'm being mindful on the one thing. Podcasts are also a great way to do that. And anxious people, you can feel it when you're giving too much of yourself, you're running around constantly, you actually start to get sick. And you get moody, and you get grumpy, and you're hardest on the ones you love the most, and you're not nice to be around. And I just think taking those moments to say no and doing what you want to do helps everyone around you, and helps you. Yeah, I always speak about him. Malcolm Gladwell is my hero. He is my love of my life. I swear to God, I dream about him. So he also has a podcast, so all his books are great. He has a podcast called Revisionist History, and he always focuses on things that I'm very interested in, about subjects that are often overlooked or misunderstood. And I'm kind of obsessed with that, especially in South Africa. It feels like we are trying to tackle the bigger issues without focusing on more of the particular. And I feel like someone like Malcolm Gladwell can teach us a lot about that stuff. So yeah, and I also just love a good thriller, rubbish thriller. Books I can't, the names I can't even remember. So.